Good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of NWCR's Removing Liberal Blindfold for this, the 24th day of June in the year of our Lord 2021. Since our fake Vice President was tapped for the job of fixing the border crisis by the fake President Biden, she has gone everywhere but there, saying that that's not her job. But this last week, Trump made the announcement that he would be at the border on the 30th at the invitation of Governor Abbott. But now, Kamala Harris is finally going to go. And before President Trump's visit, too. From Newsmax comes this one. Trump takes credit for Harris's visit to the border. Would never have gone. Former President Donald Trump says Vice President Kamala Harris would have never gone to the U.S.-Mexico border if he and Texas Governor Greg Abbott had not scheduled a visit there. And folks, this is so true and it's sad. Not to be outdone by Trump, now Harris has decided to go. Quote, after months of ignoring the crisis at the southern border, it is great that we got Kamala Harris to finally go and see the tremendous destruction and death that they've created, a direct result of Biden ending my very tough but fair border policies. Unquote. And that's what Trump said in a statement released by his Save America PAC. He went on, quote, Harris and Biden were given the strongest border in American history, and now it is by far the worst in American history. If Governor Abbott and I were not going there next week, she would have never gone. Unquote. Harris's first official visit to the border is set for Friday, according to the reports, just days before Trump's visit with GOP Governor Greg Abbott. Harris has been heavily criticized for not visiting the southern border in the 3 months since being tasked with leading the White House border response by President Joe Biden. Harris earlier this month visited Guatemala and Mexico, but her visit there came under scrutiny for her flipping to the Trump administration mantra, warning that those seeking to migrate to the United States do not come. Abbott has announced a number of border response measures in Texas, which he said will, quote, do the work of the federal government, unquote. And Republicans have long noted Biden and Harris's refusal to go to the border is a function of them not wanting to hear the reality of what locals, law enforcement, and border agents will tell them, ostensibly restore the Trump administration measures you had unwound since taking office. Now we'll remove the liberal blindfold. Trump, again, is right. If he had not been invited to the border by Governor Abbott, Harris would not be going to the border now. And of course, she is planning her visit before Trump's so she can say, I got there first. From 2 Corinthians 4, Verse 4, and this describes the Democrats to a T. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. That is exactly what is going on in this world today. Kamala Harris would not go to the border because she didn't want to. But to keep the left from finding out the horrible things they are doing, when Trump makes plans to go there with Governor Abbott on the 30th, she suddenly changes her plans and suddenly she will be there before Trump arrives. Why? Because she doesn't want to be outdone by the rightful president. Trump to them is always wrong, even though most of the time he has been proven right over them. From Politico, a leftist publication, they say, Harris's border visit comes just days before former President Donald Trump is set to travel to the border, where he will be joined by Greg Abbott and a group of House Republicans. Shortly after the news of Harris's visit began circulating, Trump released a statement claiming that if he and Abbott weren't going to be there next week, she would never have gone. And this is so true, folks. Think about it. Senator Ted Cruz, Republican of Texas, was one of the many Republican lawmakers to pile on Harris for announcing the trip, with Cruz echoing Trump's assertion that the vice president was merely trying to get out in front of the former president's upcoming visit. Quote, "Suddenly, President Trump is going to the border and they realized, oh crap, we've got to do something," unquote, Cruz told Fox News. But the White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, the one who's always circling around and making up stuff, argued that Harris's trip was simply a part of her broader mandate to address the root causes of the increase in migration. At a White House press briefing, Psaki also noted to reporters that she had said here from this podium, and Harris has also said, that when it was the right time, Harris may go visit the border. If her visit is for finding the root causes of the increase in illegal invasion into this country, she could stay in the White House because the answer is right there. It is Biden's and her policies that have caused this crisis, and her going to the border is not going to give any other answers except the lies that they and the media will tell. So, folks, our tax money is being wasted again by the fake administration. When will enough be enough? Thank you again for listening to us here at NWCR, where we strive hard to find the truth hidden by the lamestream liberal lying media, and as I will always say, we will not be ruled. We are heard through Conservative Nation Media, or C&M, from behind the silver microphone of freedom with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world, where America always wins. Please subscribe to my Rumble account under the name of NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold, and also my BitChute account with the same name. And now I also have one on Brighteon, which is the new YouTube-type entity that preserves the First Amendment, with the name of Removing the Liberal Blindfold. Subscribe because I am being shadow banned here on Facebook and YouTube. See you all tomorrow for my show on Blog Talk Radio at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. On Saturday will be Vincent Brown with his show Black by Color Only at 5 p.m. Eastern. Sunday will be our very own Uncle Bing Fisher with his show American by Design, and the time probably will be 9 p.m. Eastern. See you all next time with the next NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold. God bless you all.